back to my channel and happy 2019 for y'all. So I know a lot of like YouTube channels do top 10 movies of like 2018 or like top 10 makeup products of like 2019, and honestly like that's literally my favorite part of YouTube. Like I wait the whole entire year to see like those videos, because like especially like the movie ones are like my favorite. Like I love people being like, oh, my favorite movie is like this, and like just do like their top 10 like of like the whole like year. I wanted to do my own edition of this video, and I wanted to do it with a twist. I wanted to do it like me, like relating to this channel, and I was thinking what to do, and I noticed that I haven't done any art videos on this channel. So honestly, right now I don't think I'm gonna have time to do an art tutorial because the DCP is about to start and I have so many things on my plate right now. I can't do an art video. So I thought that I would do my top 10 art pieces of 2018. So every project, every personal work, everything that I did during the 2018, I put them all together and I decided what were like my top 10, like my favorite art pieces of this year, and I thought to put them up in a video as a countdown and put them today. Today's the first day of 2019, so I thought I would look back into 2018 for today and just show you guys the art that I created this year. A little disclaimer that I'm gonna do is all of these artworks are mine. I did them all either from SCAD, like a project that I had to do for class, or like my personal work, or for Inktober, for Mermaid, like so many things I did this year. Some of them are gonna contain various like drawings, because some of my projects that I had to do in school, I had to do like, it was like one project but I had to do like multiple drawings, so I'm gonna count that as one drawing, if that makes sense. Last disclaimer I have for you guys is I will not be including anything that I did in a sketchbook, because I have so many things that they deserve a list of their own. Maybe I would do like a sketchbook like review of my 2018, maybe I'll do something like that, but I don't know right now, because like I said, I have a lot of things to do before the DCP starts. So without further ado, I'm gonna start with some honorable mentions. I'm not gonna go into detail with these because they're just honorable mentions. I'm just gonna show them, and I'm just gonna say the name of the piece and its very vague background. And then when I get into the top 10, I'll go like deep detail into them, and it'll be better for the top 10. Alright, so my first honorable mention is actually a digital piece I did for my introduction to illustration class. Here's the piece. Basically what we had to do was like a children's book cover based on a prompt, and my prompt was "The Dragons Are Singing Tonight." This is what I came up with. I am proud of it, but I'm not. Like I thought, like when I was doing it, I thought it was great, but once we did the critique and I saw other people's perspective on this title, I thought I could have done better, so that's why it came into my honorable mention. The second honorable mention I have is a watercolor still life I did for my life drawing class. No, not my life drawing, for my drawing 2 class in SCAD. So basically, like it says in the name, it's a still life, and the reason why I like this one so much is because it's the first time I did a still life with watercolor. It's a really hard medium to work with, and the fact that I got to get this convincing picture in this drawing, and like people actually recognize the forms and the shapes and the shadows that all of these objects had, I was really proud with it because I had never worked with watercolor this way, and I really liked the end product of it, so I was really proud of this one. The last piece I have for you guys for the honorable mention is this It's a Small World inspired Google Doodle. This was for my color theory class, and the purpose of this was for us to understand the color, and it was the first project that we did in the color theory class. So basically what the project consisted of was that we had to create a Google Doodle based on something that is very famous, and obviously I chose It's a Small World, right? And we just had to do it in different color schemes for them to all be like the same but different, if that makes any sense whatsoever, and also to learn how to control color and when each color is the right tone and all those fun things that color theory teaches you. Okay, so starting off the top 10 drawings of 2018, I have this little Inktober piece. It was a personal piece, and I had this idea of doing Inktober based on witches, so I wanted to have like all of them obviously like black and white because that's Inktober, but also add the gold and the purple, and I wanted to have like a series of them and do like a character design with each one. So I did like my own prompts, and one of them was like bathtub witch, another one was a student witch, another one was like a Nor witch, and like stuff like that, so I could like start like working on my character design background, because that's what I want to do. And I had so much fun with these, even though I only did 2, but I was gonna do 20. But finals came in and I did not have time to finish it, so I only did 2. This one was one of them, and I had so much fun doing it, and I really like the end product of it. I really wish I finished my Inktober of my witches. Maybe this year I would do it. I will finish my witches. Coming in for number 2 is the second witch that I got to do, which is the student witch, and here she is. The only problem with this witch is that I forgot to add the purple, so basically this is not a finished piece, but who cares, that's our little secret. Really like between these two, I like her better, like the student witch, because I love her expression, and I love like she's like, oh, I'm doing a potion, but I'm so amazed, like, oh my god, like. But it would have been better if I added the purple. I should go back into that, but that's it. But whatever. But yeah, she's in number 9. Coming in number 8 is a digital piece that I did for my intro to illustration class, and the prompt was to do a magazine cover for a client, and the client said that the magazine cover was based on a fear. So our professor gave us a big package of like every single fear that you could ever imagine, and I actually read all of them, and I found one that I thought was really like out there. I didn't want to do like a common fear. I didn't want to do like arachnophobia or like fear of heights or fear of death. I wanted to do something original. So I found out there was a fear of British culture. I forgot the actual term for it, but it was based on having a fear of British culture. And here's a sketch. The idea that I had was to do something super cute, like to get like the typical things that you would see in London and put them all together and make them like super cute and super pretty. But for someone it was gonna be a nightmare. For someone, they would see this magazine cover and run. So the irony is that most people would be like, oh, that's so cute, it's London. But for someone, it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's London. So yeah, this is number 8. Okay, so coming in number 7 is something I usually don't do. And the only reason I did this was because I had a class for it, which was my 3D design class in SCAD. So this is what I did. I did a cat that is a jewelry box. So the whole purpose of this project was to really learn how to sculpture and do a character design with this material called Sculpey. So this is aluminum foil inside with the Sculpey wrapped around all the aluminum foil, and I just did like the whole entire like details with like that clay, and I just did the texture with different tools. It was a lot of work. This was my final for that class, and I was really proud of it. And the reason why it's a cat mixed into with a jewelry box is because we had to mix an animal with an object. So like that's like the mixture. That's why it's such an odd mixture. Also, because it was a character design project, we had to create a Twitter account for these characters and give them a personality. So my cat here, her name is Fiona, and she's obsessed with Tiffany jewelry. So that's why you have the little blue box and like all the Tiffany jewelries around her. And she's guarding the engagement ring that her owner is gonna give her girlfriend. So that's her story, and I was really proud of her because I don't do 3D art. I am not a 3D artist at all. I strictly do 2D art, and this class was a really challenging class for me. And for the final to come out so good, I was really proud. And this is the final project. So coming in number 6 is this master copy that I did for my life drawing class. I was so in love with her. I love her movement, her drapery, her expression. I just love like how fun this piece is. That's why I chose it. I forgot the name of the artist. For some reason I didn't save it. I just saw it in the library one day that I went to do this project, and I loved her, so I just did the copy. So I forgot to jot down the name. I actually got some points deducted from this project because I didn't write down the name of the artist. So yeah, I was so proud of her because I don't really do like you know, realistic things. I'm more into the cartoon, like, you know, animation. So this year I had like a resolution of myself to really do like humans, like with the right proportions and the right facial expressions, you know, like not like the Disney, like no stereotypical, like the big eyes, small nose, you know, not like that. I wanted to do them right, so I did, and I loved the outcome. So this is number 6. Coming in number 5 is a really long one, actually. This is actually a lot of projects in one project, if that makes sense. So basically, this is my final for my intro to illustration class. We had to create a calendar, and we didn't have a theme, we didn't have a topic, we didn't have anything. We just had to create a calendar. So what I did was I took inspiration from one of my favorite artists in Instagram. She actually works at this Disney animation studio, and she's so great. Her name is Brittany Lee. I'm gonna leave her Instagram down below because she's amazing. You guys should go follow her. So I took inspiration from her own calendar that she releases every single year, but the difference between hers and mine is that mine is a 2D calendar and hers is a 3D calendar. And also, like, the subject matter is different. The only thing I took inspiration of was the dress. So if you see, my dresses are like just like hers, and I put the calendar like on her dress like she does on hers, but I switched up like the facial expression. I put my own style into it and all of that job. For this project, we only had to color it in one, so we only had to like finish one of the months, and I decided to do June because she was my favorite. This is what I came up with, and basically I just wanted to make it fun. I wanted to put pastel colors because it's the summer, just make her really relatable, and add ice cream. For some reason, I wanted ice cream to be the theme of June. Okay, so how this was my final. We had to do like a lot of other parts to this project, not only do just a final illustration. The one my professor had us do was to create thumbnails, like quick thumbnails of every single month and like what the month will represent, and then from those 12 thumbnails pick one that will be the final, which is the one I just showed you guys, and then have 3 other thumbnails that were 3 other months, and just have them like fully rendered as thumbnails. So the first month that I chose was February, because I love February because it's Valentine's Day and it's all like cute and pastel and all those wonderful things. So I got her on her date. She's going to this date, and she got flowers and a teddy bear from her boyfriend, and like she's just so cute. She's wearing like this dress, and just her you know, love is in the air just because it's Valentine's Day and it's February. So that's why I designed her that way. The second month that I chose to do for the thumbnails were April. In April, I decided to do the April showers because every single calendar that I remember as a child had April in the rain for some reason. So I designed her in her raincoat and her hair up so she doesn't get her hair wet. And she has her umbrella, but she's playfully just getting the water, just playing around with the rain and all. And literally my favorite part of this piece is the way that I wrote April. For some reason, I absolutely love how the A came out, and like just like that font, I just love it. That's like my favorite part of this piece. And for the last month that I chose was May, and I decided for her to have a personal connection to me because this is my birthday month. So I decided for her to be an artist because that's what I am, and I'm an artist, and she's just painting. She's painting in her apron, and she's writing May because that's the calendar date. And I actually want to go back to this one because she's gonna be so fun to color in. I have this crazy idea of making her apron just full of like paint splashes and just like so much color everywhere. She's gonna be so fun to paint. I can't wait to like dive into her again. This was like my favorite one, even though I love April. I can't decide which one's my favorite one. I love them all. I really enjoy this project a lot. Coming in number 4 is this 3-part project that I did for Color Theory. So before I show you guys these 3 pieces, I'm gonna explain to you guys the project. So basically we had to do 3 pieces with a theme, something that related to each piece. So I chose to do the goddesses and the mermaid. So the first mermaid that I chose to do was Nike, and she's the goddess of sport and victory. I'm pretty sure that's what she stands for. And the color scheme that we had to do, I don't know if I mentioned it, but like each piece had to do a different color scheme. because it's a color theory class. We have to learn how to control color. So in this one, we could only use the hue plus white, which just creates a tint. So that's why there's so many like colors and they're so vibrant and saturated, because there's only white added to them. The second goddess I did was Aphrodite, and there she is. She's there, she's making a heart with a school of fish around her, and I really love the detail in the fishes. I don't know if you can see it from here, but the detail and like the little like seaweed and like, you know, like little magical sea stuff, it's just all in there. I love her pose, I love her tail, I love the color of her hair. Last but not least is Athena, and she's the goddess of war, and she's just sitting on her throne waiting for battle to begin. So the color scheme for this one, that we can only use the hue plus black and its complementary color mixed in. So that means that we can only use, let's say, green, add black to it, or use the complementary color, which would be red, and make a gray. So that's why this piece is so dark, and like the colors are so weird because there's no white added to it. I actually love the sketch of her, but I hate the colors because I am a very pastel-y girl, if you could see with all like my artwork. So I really missed using white on this project. So I did this same sketch, but I did it in my iPad, and I put some of the colors that I'm more comfortable with, and I really like that version. But I don't have the version with me right now, so I'm not gonna include it on this video. Maybe when I do like my sketchbook review, I'll put it in there. And number 3 for this top 10 series is this project I did for my materials and techniques class in my sophomore year, my first quarter in sophomore year. Here's the final piece. So in this class, the idea wasn't really to like have like a subject matter that it like mattered a lot. It was a class more of like learning how to control different mediums and different techniques. That's why it's called materials and techniques. So for this drawing, our professor told us to pick a really easy like subject matter. We would have done like, what we did was like a really big experiment. So you see like it's really like simple right now, but this has so many hours of hard work because it has layers and layers and layers of materials. It has some oil techniques in there, it has acrylic paint, it has gouache, it has color pencil, it has so many things. It even has like gold leaf, if you could see it. Like if I go like this, maybe you could see it. But it has like gold leaf like just running around the salad. But I really like this one. Coming in number 2 is my final for this same class that I just talked to you guys about. This is the sketch right here. So the 2 materials that we had to experiment with this project were watercolor and color pencil. When she told us our final was going to be color pencil and watercolor, it was a relief for me because I knew I was gonna do good. So that's the sketch. How this class was more of a materials and techniques related course. We didn't have a specific subject matter that we had to follow. We could choose whatever we wanted. So I decided to do a piece for my boyfriend, and he's from Puerto Rico. So I did a girl that has the Puerto Rican flag and the national flower on her hair, and her holding it with like a landmark from Puerto Rico and just a bunch of like leaves around her. And the girl's supposed to resemble me in the cartoon version, like a little bit, not that much, I don't know, I tried, but I did it for him. It was my final, and he really liked it. I really like how it came out. Color pencil and watercolor would always be my favorite medium to work with. It's really fun, and the shadows that you get are really intense, and I just love the colors and movement of this whole entire piece. I'm very proud of it, and he really loved it, and that was the idea of the whole piece. The last piece that is my favorite piece of 2018 is this self-portrait that I did for my drawing 2 class at SCAD. So I know I feel a little bad saying that a self-portrait is my favorite piece of the whole entire 2018. Of like all the things that I did, a self-portrait is my favorite. This is like the whole entire new watercolor from this watercolor, if that makes sense. So I had never ever in my life been able to like do something so realistic in watercolor. Like water, I don't know, I can't emphasize how hard watercolor is. Like it runs everywhere, it's a mess. It's just a mess everywhere, and the way that I handled it was just great. for some reason. Like I think like the wizard of like art came over me and like did this for me. I absolutely love it. I love like the colors. I love this little glitter that I added. Like I'm just so proud of this work because it really resembles me. Like that's me. I have never ever like drawn so realistic in my life, and this is a huge step for me. And like they say, like for you to be able to draw like people as good, you need to start with your own face. I love like this magenta like with this brown and like my eyes just staring, like, and like this like the detail with the hair. Like I don't know what came over me, but I absolutely love this piece. That's it for today, guys. This is my top 10 of my art pieces for this year. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do one for 2019 because I had so much fun like recording this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you like a little demonstration of all of my artwork, and I hope your new year is full of excitement, New Year's resolutions. I hope that you had a wonderful time with your families in the holidays. My DCP story is about to start, you guys, so please subscribe, and I'm gonna have so many videos about the DCP coming to you guys. It's gonna be great. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.